Okay.
All right.
Did I just smear? Probably don't even know what that looks like.
Nah.
Okay. Great. I smeared.
Hey everybody, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Rachel.
And this week on episode 71 of Taking Control, we're talking about Uber's brand new subscription plan.
It's a battle of the stores with shopping this Christmas season.
All this and more this week live from 1SEO.
It's Taking Control.
Let's go. All right, jumping right into this week's first story is our tech topic for this week, and it has to do with FIFA. Everybody knows FIFA, the World Cup, Professional Soccer League. So obviously, everybody here has email addresses, probably multiple email addresses. I don't know how many you have. I have 3, I think. An email address. Between work, personal.
Oh, I say 3.
3?
ICP, Comcast, and 1SEO.
Comcast, that's a throwback.
Comcast.net.
Comcast.net. So
it's a Comcast.net.
Anyway, what I'm getting at is everybody has emails. We all get inundated with hundreds of emails a day, whether it's from companies that we shop at or employees, coworkers, family, friends.
Donate to your school, I get that a lot.
Exactly. One of the things that everybody gets, though, is spam emails as well. So whether it's, somebody from another country saying that they want to transfer you millions of dollars, or they've inherited money, or you've inherited money, whatever it might be, the purpose of a lot of these emails is to get you to trust that person and then ultimately click a link within the email. So this is what we call a phishing attack in the IT realm. What we're getting at here, though, is there was a really high up employee at FIFA that was subject to a phishing attack. So he ended up falling for one of these tricks, and it gave these hackers and these leakers pertinent information. Yeah, tons of information to a lot of deals that take place in the FIFA organization, but also just a lot of information that these people really don't need to have. So we kind of wanted to just break down what a phishing attack is, and you'll see it often. College students are attacked all the time by people who are pretending to be your university. Like, your password's about to change or expire for your login. Follow this link to update your password or whatever it might be. And people just don't pay attention. They trust whoever is emailing them, or the email is close to what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You'll see it a lot with Google, where maybe there's like an extra O or whatever it might be, pretending to be Google, and ultimately, as soon as you click, it could download something on your computer. It could freeze your computer. You then have to pay to have your files come back, and you get into a whole issue of ransomware.
Turn into ransomware,
exactly.
And then to put in perspective for you guys, a lot of people I know, when I first graduated, I put like my name and number on all these job boards. So now everybody's calling me about my mortgage that I owe on the house that I don't own,
right.
And things like my student loans, not from the institution that I work through. So to put in perspective, it's kind of like that. It's like me saying, like, I want to give you money or things like that. You kind of pay into the scam, and then in the end, you're gonna have to pay to get that information back anyway. So
yeah, education's one of the most powerful weapons. You could have like the greatest IT support team. You could have the best sort of protection in place and everything like that. But at the end of the day, employees falling for these types of tricks, just kind of making them aware of what could be out there, making them aware. If something's questionable, bring it up to somebody else. They'll be able to tell you, if it's a legitimate link or not. So we kind of just wanted to bring that awareness to you guys. FIFA, obviously a major organization, a multi-billion-dollar organization. So when higher-ups like that are falling for these types of tricks, it really goes to show, FIFA probably has a team of IT specialists. They probably have a team that protects their organization from this type of thing. However, it still comes down to the awareness and the education of the employees within the organization. It takes somebody to just go ahead and click a link and allow access or whatever it might be to kind of tumble a whole organization. So we really just wanted to let you guys know, education really is kind of that big driving force there.
I keep wanting to say like education connection. Say that. Anyway, we talked about this on Tech Tip Tuesdays a lot, actually, on the phishing and whaling. And then again, I stood on my soapbox last week and I preached just about how important it is to be educated. Our tech team, whenever we get a new employee here at 1SEO, or even when they get a new tech, they make it really, really stern that you have to like go through every process. Have tech trainings for your new employees, what you should look for, what raises a red flag. It really is just education connection.
On that note, the next topic, Rachel will definitely be carrying this next one because I have very little to do with Pinterest. I don't have the app. I've never used Pinterest. However, with that being said, I do know that it's a really viable advertising platform now in 2018, and I think it'll continue to be so in 2019. It's got an incredible user base right now with how much time is spent just kind of scrolling through Pinterest. I know because I date a 23-year-old female who is always on Pinterest. With that being said, a lot of opportunity from an e-commerce perspective. So if you sell products or you sell something unique, you're seeing a lot of these brands take to Instagram, take to Pinterest, take to Facebook or whatever it might be. Pinterest sees that and they're starting to make some changes to kind of reflect that. So they've got different types of advertisements, different types of sponsored pins for products and things like that on Pinterest now. They're kind of expanding that, so now there's almost that carousel type effect where you can put up to 5 products within one ad. You could also do, one product, 5 different pictures. I think you'll
like cover more ground by putting 5 different products.
You got it.
Almost Friday. I think the one thing to note here is advertising on social media is great, and when you find a platform for you and your business that works, that's what you should do. If you're HVAC, I don't really think going to Pinterest is going to be beneficial to you. So yes, for e-commerce, I think for like bakeries, you want to showcase the things you do, anything that you rely heavily on, photo content, video content, things like that. And then if you're trying to fit that demographic of, I'm assuming it's millennials. I don't know if Gen Zers. Dylan, do y'all work on Pinterest? Well,
it's probably primarily millennials.
Yeah, I used it a lot in college when I was crafting. I was the worst sorority crafter in the world. Everybody from Phi Eta can attest to that. But now it's like some fashion things. I know our COO CJ uses it for her Stitch Fix, so for her clothing. But really think before you commit, to spending the money in these social platforms. Just because if you're a plumber, an HVAC, or tree service or anything like that, Pinterest isn't gonna be the best platform for you, and you're gonna wanna, put your money behind things like Facebook, or things like, I was gonna say LinkedIn, maybe not even LinkedIn, Instagram, and platforms like that where your ads and your, content is gonna get in front of relevant audience. I know I struggled with that when I first started just running when SEO ads on Pinterest, and I'm like, I don't know if our demographic is there.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing. Putting money behind Pinterest, I think, is really kind of geared towards e-commerce, just primarily. However, I think from an organic perspective, I've seen some really great kind of out-of-the-box creatives from like an HVAC or a plumber where it's like an infographic of like what's okay to put down, a garbage disposal or something like that.
And if you have the creative mind, go for it.
Yeah, I think but as far as like putting money behind it, it's probably not the best bang for your buck. Rachel mentioned Facebook, Instagram, that's where everybody's, kind of at. That's where, homeowners are gonna be and things like that. That's probably the better bang. But from an e-commerce, I mentioned on a few episodes ago, I bought my first product through Instagram.
Have we gotten them? Weren't they boots? Weren't they rain shoes?
They're waterproof sneakers. They're like true waterproof sneakers though. Like you can step into a river.
You don't have them on
I don't have them on. But my point is like they had a carousel ad with just all these different shots of people like walking through water in these shoes. And that's kind of like the idea behind these Instagram carousel ads, these Facebook carousel ads, Pinterest, showcasing awesome, innovative products through social media.
Innovative products like waterproof sneakers. On a personal side, Pinterest is just fun.
It is.
If you haven't been on Pinterest, I definitely recommend you just, again, stay woke. And just go play around on there. Like, I use it a lot for like my weddings planned and my engaged. No, but
Dream
that's
home,
fine.
yeah.
Dream home, outfits I like. And then like, I still get like ads for sorority paddles, even though I'm no longer making sorority paddles. So like, their targeting is working well.
Sure.
That's Pinterest.
So it is 2018, as everybody knows. Ride-sharing apps are a very big thing. So we've got Uber, we've got Lyft, we've even got things where you can rent your car out, almost like an Airbnb, but for your car. It's the age of kind of, we're driving now more than ever, and I think we're also utilizing these ride-share platforms more than ever.
Which is safe driving.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect example. You go to a happy hour or a bar or whatever it might be. You have a few drinks. It's not the 80s anymore. It's almost. I hate to say this, but it should be impossible to get a DUI nowadays. You have all these options. But anyways, that's beside the point. Everybody's Ubering, everybody's lifting around. It kind of leads right into what can they do to offer sort of these packages or plans for people who use Uber all the time or Lyft all the time. And you've got people who utilize Uber every day to get to work. So how can they kind of bundle this into a package where it benefits somebody who uses Uber more than other people? And that's exactly what Uber is doing. So within 5 test markets, LA, Austin, Orlando, Denver, and Miami, they are rolling out this $15 package per month, with the exception of LA where it's $25 a month. Sorry, LA.
They fancy.
But for $15 a month, you get a highly discounted flat rate on all of your rides. In total, it's supposed to save riders about 15% a month. This isn't, I think the end goal here, the end game here is going to be you pay a very high monthly premium and you get unlimited rides. I think that has to be the direction. Obviously, that could be abused. I could take an Uber from Philadelphia to New York City and it would cost way more than probably what I'm paying in that monthly premium. So there would have to be exceptions there. But this is sort of like them testing the market a little bit and saying, okay, how do people respond to almost like an Amazon Prime type, which it's tied to almost like that type of subscription where you're paying monthly, but you're getting it on the back end. So
Anthony and I were talking before we went live, and Lyft did something like this.
All access plan, yeah.
I don't know how successful it was. Unfortunately, I wasn't even aware that Lyft did something like this, probably because Jersey is like Ubered up.
True.
But interesting.
Yeah, I think it really kind of, we also were talking about before, like almost like the Wi-Fi on a plane. You know, if you fly enough, it becomes worth it. I think if you Uber enough or you Lyft enough,
it'll be beneficial.
You get to a point where it becomes beneficial. But you know, because if you think about $15 a month, that's like one ride essentially. So if you have enough rides, you know, you're sacrificing one ride. So just something to really keep an eye out. Uber obviously has gone global. Lyft has gone global. These are companies that are really taking off, and everybody's sort of really kind of liking it. I mean, everybody's using Uber and Lyft nowadays. So I used it last week.
We also used it last week. My parents use it. My mom has a 5-star rating.
Do you use Lyft?
I only use Uber. My mom has a 5-star rating though on Uber, and I'm just really confused as to why. But like, go Jan.
Yeah, I didn't know that if you cancel rides.
Yeah, how many do you cancel rides often?
Well, when I first downloaded Uber, I would cancel rides because I didn't like the car, and I would keep going until I got a nicer car. So my riding, but I'm a great rider. So
do you know what your score is? Your rating?
It's over 4 though, under 5.
Mine is 4.64. Though the Uber.
Rachel's a talker.
I'm a great rider.
Great rider.
The Uber, a driver that drove Nikki and I into the city on Saturday, said that was a bad rating, and Nikki and I were like, no. I'm proud of my rating. I've canceled once or twice or gotten lost. It's like, I can't find it.
Yeah, they add up. But speaking of like getting around and 2018, one of the biggest things that ties right in with Uber is Uber Eats, and everybody knows Uber Eats, everybody knows Grubhub. It basically takes traditional restaurants that maybe probably either shouldn't be delivering or don't have delivery, TGI Fridays, Applebee's, Burger King, for example, and provides delivery services for these restaurants. So you've always had your pizza shops, your restaurants that deliver, but now it's kind of taking it to another level. You can get Chickies and Pete's delivered to your door if you want.
Yeah, did you?
And I've done it. So Uber Eats. But anyway.
Crab fries for the win.
Yeah, so you do pay a little bit of a price, obviously, for the delivery. It's like $4.99 or whatever it is, but it becomes worth it at a certain point. But what we're trying to get at here is you've got your DoorDash, your Uber Eats, and your Grubhub. Burger King has done a really interesting thing with some of their advertisements. So last year, whether you saw it or not, they kind of raised some eyebrows in that they took pictures of Burger King restaurants that actually caught on fire. So real fires that burned down Burger King restaurants across the world, and turned it into a little bit of an advertisement campaign where they sloganed it like flame grilled since 1954. Clever, they took a mishap into something that they could use for advertising.
Really, like, good marketing.
Now Burger King's doing something again this year where it's almost a little bit of a partnership with DoorDash, but they're taking pictures of cars that have driven into Burger King restaurants, which surprisingly there are plenty of those to go around.
Amazing.
And they're saying, leave this up to us. Like, let us deliver for you. So you can get Burger King delivered via DoorDash, via Grubhub. But it's just an interesting marketing tactic, and I think it's really, really clever. I think companies like this can really win by kind of getting outside the box because there's so much advertisement going on these days. And
even just from like a PR standpoint, like this is turning an unfortunate situation to benefit you as a whole, saying, oh, you're driving through our restaurants, like don't do that anymore, we'll bring our Whoppers to you.
Yeah, let us bring your Whopper right to your door. I have not done that yet, but I'm also not opposed to it. Yeah,
a few of the girls and we ordered Chipotle and did it through
That's a great
Grubhub. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Worth it.
So one of the biggest money spending times of years is coming up. We are right here in the heart of
Woo!
November, which means that Thanksgiving is right around the corner, which then ultimately leads to Black Friday, Christmas shopping. I feel like Black Friday,
Best
just
time
my
of
personal
year.
opinion, has kind of turned into like this month. It used to be like Black Friday, and then it was like, okay, Black Friday weekend, and then Black Friday weekend and Cyber Monday, and now it's just kind of like the month of November. With that being said, major competition between big brands, Amazon, Walmart, Target.
Target.
You've got all these
Number
massive,
one in the field, number one in my heart. All of these big.
You're big Target. Rachel's huge on Target.
I love Target.
And she'll get into it because what it is Target's essentially combating Amazon straight up and saying free 2-day shipping between now and Christmas. It's not just for Red Card members like Rachel. It is for everybody, and it's on the majority of items on their website. So they're really realizing, okay, the amount of money that's being spent online for Christmas shopping continues to rise. People are ordering more and more online. And the big thing this year is shipping. How can these companies keep up and compete with each other? Who's going to offer the best shipping, or
get it the fastest? I know. I think why Black Friday turned into just November shopping is that like people want it fast because they want to get it, wrap it, and then ship it off to their family members, friends, on the other coast, in the flyover states, things like that.
Yeah.
I got a little pushback on this though, just because as a red card shopper,
we're basically equal now.
Please. I got my red card, and then automatically when I get my red card, I get 5% off and then free shipping. But do I get something extra for already being a red card holder? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I really don't. I'd be curious though, because Red Card members obviously get this type of shipping. Amazon Prime, you look at, has over 100 million users that use Amazon Prime, which is absurd.
Amazon is doing the same thing. Our executive producer, Nikki, said that, doesn't matter if you're a Prime user or not, you're gonna get this free shipping, which kind of sour note there too, because I pay for Prime. So me paying for the Prime experience of getting it free for 2 days, getting the better deals, how are they gonna, benefit, or how are they going to treat their subscription members and Target's red card holders on top of it, just because I already pay for the service? Do they think once people get a taste of it, they're going to want to? I know my striving motivator was that I got the 5% off, and if you're buying hundreds of dollars at Target,
adds up.
Like I do, nothing, it adds up.
Target.
I love Target. The other thing is, I know Anthony and I had a little debate about
traditional
holiday shopping in general, and obviously I am the traditional holiday shopper. I get in my ugly sweater, I have my bucks in my hand, and I am shopping.
I'm team e-commerce. Just add a bunch of things to the cart and check out.
No.
Get free shipping, obviously, which is great.
But you missed the whole holiday experience.
No, I get it. No, but that is a great point, because you see the amount. We're spending more and more money than we've ever probably spent this time of year. Unfortunately, because there's other issues. But there are also, every year, the amount of money that's being spent on Cyber Monday and that weekend and online is continuing to rise. So it's so important to, if you have an e-commerce, storefront, obviously and brick and mortar, you still want people to come in, you want the foot traffic and everything like that, but it's also so important to realize that people are just searching online for the products that they want. They're finding it and they're checking out, they're utilizing coupons and discounts and free shipping and taking advantage of all these different things that these big brands are kind of offering. So it's important to kind of differentiate yourself from a lot of these bigger brands if you really want to be successful.
And I know we talked about it, I think a few weeks ago, but like Anthony said, for the small business, the brick and mortar shops, start your holiday advertising now.
Right.
This is you want to get in front of the people, be like, hey, I start to see the little Facebook ads are there's only 10 more Fridays till Christmas.
Ooh, that's awesome.
With Buddy the Elf and everything. So start your advertising now, start your advertising early, and try to get in front of the consumers you want.
Yeah, the reality is, whether you think it's too early for the holiday season or not, people are in that mode, and people are responding to commercials and advertisements like that. So you might as well ride that wave. But it's going to be really interesting. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more to talk about with Amazon, Walmart, and Target, and all these other big brands as we continue to gear up closer to Black Friday and, of course, the holiday season. So we'll definitely be keeping our eyes out for that. But this has been a really fun episode 71. We're excited to see you guys next week.
See everybody on Monday for the One Conference.
Absolutely, yes. We look forward to seeing everybody at the One Conference on Monday. But everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.